Hello, everyone. My name is Pamela Schertz. I am one of the title teachers here at Furry Elementary, and also I am the literacy coach for kindergarten through second grade. And welcome to your first grade year. This is such an exciting year. Your child is going to learn so much. They're going to start with the letters and sounds, and they're going to be reading paragraphs by the time they end first grade. So we are very excited to be a part of their reading journey. One thing your child had to do was take the Acadiance test. And what that means is a test that helps us measure your child's reading health and how they are doing in reading. And each test has different measures. So I'm going to show you the parent report and go over those measures with you and how you can help your child at home. So I'm going to share my screen and you will see here, this is an Acadiance parent report. Okay, so right here at the bottom, we have four different colors. The first color right here is blue. And if your child scores blue in any measure, that means they're performing above where they need to be at this time in first grade. If your child is performing in the green, that means your child is exactly where they need to be at this time in first grade. If they are in the yellow, that means that they need a little bit of support to help them close that gap to get on grade level for first grade. And if they are in the red, we are going to provide as much support as possible to help them close that gap in the different skill areas and get them performing as close to grade level as possible. So if you look here, we have the different measures that we used. The first thing you're going to see is RCS, and that is your composite score. So it takes all the different measures or tests your child had to take, and each test is only 1 minute long. So your child really only took about 5 minutes to take each test with the teacher or one of the title teachers. So that reading composite score takes all of those measures and puts them into one score, and that's like your child's overall reading health and how they are doing. So based on this color, you can see how your child is doing. Right here, we had letter naming fluency. So we are not going to test that after the beginning of the year. That just kind of gives us an indication of how many letters your child knows when they enter first grade. Right here, we have PSF, and that is phoneme segmentation fluency. So, what we do is we say a word and we ask your child to listen to the sounds and tap out all of the sounds that they hear. So, for example, if I say the word ship, what are the sounds in ship? They would say sh, it. They would tell me those sounds. Or if I say mouse, tell me the sounds you hear in mouse. They would say ow, s. So we are looking for, can they hear all of the sounds in the words? One way you can help your child at home is if you just say any random word like, hey, please hand me that book. What are the sounds in book? B, k. And see if they hear all the sounds. One thing we notice is sometimes children have the difficulty hearing the final sound. So can you tell me the sounds in book? They would go b, and they forget that final sound. So it's a great way to practice with them with just different words at home. This next indicator is nonsense word fluency, and we actually measure them in two ways. We see how many sounds they can tell us in a minute, and then we see if they can read that word without tapping it out. Why do we do nonsense words? Well, because other words are memorized. So, for example, a lot of words, when they see the word dog, they know it's dog. They've seen it many times and they have it memorized. Or when they see the word cat, they have that memorized. So they know what the word is already. But when you have a nonsense word, it really helps us understand, does your child know their letters and sounds? And can they say them quickly and accurately? And eventually, can they blend them? So I'm going to give you an example right here. Okay. So, for example, this is MIP, right? We can read MIP. If your child said, ip, then they got three correct letter sounds. But if your child said MIP, if they blended it, they got 3 points plus an extra point for blending that word. So, for the beginning of the year, for nonsense words, correct letter sounds, we would like them to be at 27 sounds per minute. So, if your child got below 27, they're going to be in the yellow or the red. If they got above 27, they'll be in the blue. Right here, you can see for whole words read, we would like them at one word in the beginning of the year. If your child scored below one, which is zero, they are going to be in the yellow. As the year progresses, we are going to expect them to read more whole words in 1 minute because they are learning more sounds in their instruction. So we should see those Acadian scores go up. So you're probably wondering why did this child get yellow in correct letter sounds but could read the whole words? A child has 3 seconds to read the whole word. So, usually, a lot of times, the child is taking that whole 3 seconds to read the word, which makes their correct letter sounds go down. But at the end of the day, we do want them blending these words because when we read, we want them to be able to read fluently and accurately. If you go back to phoneme segmentation, we would like your child at 40 sounds per minute at the beginning of the year. So you can see here, these are the different measures and the goals. If you have any questions for me, this is my contact information. Please reach out to me or your child's teacher, and we would be willing to help you with anything regarding your child's scores and how you can help them at home. Please contact us. We are so honored to be a part of your team and your child's team. One way you can help your child at home with correct letter sounds is just going over sounds of the alphabet, and your parent sorry, your child's teacher will probably send home nonsense word fluency checks. You can go over that with your child, and eventually, when they know their letters and sounds, encourage them to blend them into whole words, and that will help them as well. So please reach out if you need anything. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you so much.